she was really able to just be there. She was so present. Wherever she was right there.
Wow, that's Kristen Stewart talking about playing Diana in Spencer, which had its world premiere at the Venice Film Festival. She was joined there by director Pablo Larrain. This film has got everybody talking. It also stars Sean Harris, the awesome Sally Hawkins, Jack Farthing and Timothy Spall. It's out in the UK later this year. We've got more from Kristen coming up very soon. But first, guys, I'm Max and this is Flip Your Wig. Don't forget to turn your notifications on so you don't miss a video, and do subscribe and leave a comment also and let me know what your thoughts are about Kristen Stewart playing Diana. Are you excited? Are you nervous? What are you thinking? Right, let me tell you a little bit about Spencer before we hear more from Kristen, who's playing Diana. It's an imagining of what might have happened during a few really tough days of her life. The marriage of Princess Diana and Prince Charles has long since grown cold. There have been rumours of affairs and a divorce abound. Peace, however, is ordered for the Christmas festivities at the Queen's Sandringham estate. There's eating, drinking, shooting and hunting. Diana knows the game, but this year things will be a whole lot different. Kristen Stewart plays Diana, and she's a huge fan like the rest of us. Diana was a woman that was loved for her kindness, her compassion, her warmth. She was famous all over the world. So this is somebody that we all have some sort of connection to. What makes her so special and so loved even now after all these years?
There are some people that are endowed with an undeniable, penetrating energy. I think the really sad thing about her is that she, as normal and sort of casual and disarming her air is immediately, she also felt so isolated and so lonely. Like, she made everyone else feel accompanied and bolstered by this beautiful sort of light. And all she wanted was to just have it back. You know, it's like we're all mirrors of each other. What you give is what you get. And I think that she was sort of, just desperate to reveal some truth in an environment that is steeped in the energy of, as an outsider, I can say the Brits generally have the stiff upper lip mentality. That is like, it is the go-to generalization. And I think that for her, I look at pictures of her, anything, even just a fleeting little video clip, and I feel like the ground shakes and you don't know what's gonna happen. And I think the idea of somebody being so desperate for connection and somebody who's able to make other people feel so good, feeling so bad on the inside, and being so generous with her energy, I just think that we haven't had very many of those people throughout history. I mean, she really sticks out as a sparkly, just, house on fire.
Diana was world famous and the press followed her everywhere she went. It can be so overwhelming and also incredibly tough when you are the person on the receiving end of stories, the press, pictures, and having no control over what people are saying about you and how you're being depicted. Kristen Stewart has had her fair share of press intrusion, obviously not on that level, but could she relate at all taking on this role of what Diana may have gone through?
She was the most famous woman in the world. She's the most photographed woman in the entire world, right? Like, that's something that's said about her. And I have tasted a high level of that, but really kind of nowhere near that monumental, symbolic representation of an entire, group of people, like an entire country, and then the world. So my experience with just sort of feeling sometimes like you don't have control over a situation, or when I say situation, like an impression of you. The idea that maybe you had 5 minutes where somebody thought that you hadn't connected with them and they've gotten this bad impression. I've wanted to run back 1,000,000 times every day and be like, oh, hey, can we actually redo that interview? I just thought about something else for a second. I didn't say the right thing. Imagine what that was like for her. Imagine feeling backed into a corner to that extent. At some point, you're gonna bare your teeth because you're an animal and it's natural and it's normal. And I feel like everyone feels like they know her, because that is her talent, and it's what's beautiful about her, is that she's accessible, and you feel like you're friends with her, you feel like she's your mother. But ironically, she was the most unknowable person and somebody who really never wanted to be alone. Some people are good at it, some people hate it. She wanted connection, she wanted people in her life, and she was the most isolated human, at least over these 3 days. It really, the imagining of these 3 days, it really sort of, we wanted that to come to a head. So yeah, of course, like I can relate, but it's tough to, I don't think anyone can understand what that felt like. We tried. I mean, we all dreamed and imagined, but I think the ironic part of, and the sort of the saddest part of the story is that we will never know her, and that's all she wanted, was to just sort of tell the story herself.
We've had The Crown recently on Netflix. Season 4 was all about the ups and a lot of downs that Diana went through. We've also had countless documentaries over the last couple of years, and Elizabeth Debicki is currently shooting season 5 of The Crown. There are people that feel like there is too much and may question another film being made about her. Like, do we really need it?
The movie doesn't offer any new information. It doesn't profess to know anything. It imagines a feeling, and I think my impression can only be my own. But that Diana was a woman who wanted people to come together, and I think that this movie's ambition is to bridge gaps. And yeah, I think if anyone ever made a movie about me, I'd be like, I wouldn't feel like it was, I wouldn't feel stolen from or taken from. There's nothing salacious about our intention. I think that would be probably more embedded in interpretation.
So Spencer premiered at Venice Film Festival. It's out in the UK, like I said, later this year. What are your thoughts? Is this a good way of honouring somebody special, or do you feel we've had enough and should just let it rest? Leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I'll be back soon with more. Take care, guys.
They know everything. They don't.